we are all looking for YMD, isn't it? Weapon of mass destruction. And I think that is in Bangladesh, and that is arsenic.
Those that get skin lesions may be at higher risk than others, but you don't have to get skin lesions. But they may die from an arsenic-caused cancer.
And arsenic is a multi-organ disease. It doesn't only skin, it affects everything in the body.
Bangladesh currently experiences what's rightly called the worst mass poisoning in the history of mankind. Somewhere between 40 to 70 million Bangladeshis are forced to rely on drinking water that is tainted with levels of arsenic that are up to 100 times higher than the maximum permissible level by the World Health Organization standards.
During the 1970s, Unicef and the Bangladeshi government and several other organizations had a huge campaign to install shallow tube wells in Bangladesh for drinking water purposes, not knowing that the arsenic problem was there.
Bear screw technology is designed to operate with minimal large-scale infrastructure to support it. Other technologies often require, for example, Aruba technology or activated alumina or any of the other technologies often require a large-scale infrastructure to set up a little factory to make the media, which will then be used in the communities or in the houses. The approach that the Bear group is following does not require that kind of infrastructure. It can be built, it can be scaled without being lumpy in its nature. In other words, you could just design the first 1,000 systems or the first 5,000 systems without having to set up a complicated large factory. Most other systems require actually a factory which has economies of scale, so you need to make a large factory before it becomes economically affordable.
It's going to use much less chemicals and it's going to need a much smaller supply chain basically, because it will consume very low. And once the arsenic will be bound on the particles, we're going to get rid of the particles directly, and so that's one point. Another point is it's going to be run by a full-time staff if we run it in the community-based fashion, and so the maintenance and all these issues will be overcome.
We are all one as humanity, but people in Bangladesh don't have access to advanced technology and advanced business skills and advanced planning of how to make it happen in the real world. So we can bring to bear on problems, students here can bring to bear on problems of Bangladesh an enormous amount of intellectual capital which has been very accessible to the students, which people in Bangladesh don't have access to. So in some sense what we can so easily do, almost with our left hand, is something they will have to struggle for generations to come up to.
At Berkeley, we have a really unique opportunity to address this because somebody here, a PhD student, has already come up with a low-cost technology. It doesn't need very much electricity. It doesn't create a lot of waste. It's very, very effective in moving arsenic. Can move it all the way down to 10 parts per billion, which is the World Health Organization standard. We have a lot of passionate students here, engineering students, public health students, students from the business class. So with all of this working together, I think we have a really good chance of creating a solution that can actually help all these people.
All right. Thanks for listening. We're Bear, and I hope this video was informative for all of you watching. And I hope some of you get involved because this is a really interesting issue and feels great to help. So cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.